Hello everybody and welcome back to another league racing video. Some more league racing action here. This race we have the Wwrl Grand Prix. I believe there's only 3 races left of this league, so I did join quite late into the league. However, this weekend we have China, so don't get confused. I did have China before in another league. This is a different league. So looking forward to China. After doing my SFR China Grand Prix, I was pretty quick. And I've been practicing in time trial and I was pretty quick. Now the time trial cars and the circumstances are a little bit different to what we use here. The car performance is all the same, but obviously the track conditions are slightly different. So I'm not going to be setting anywhere near my time trial time, which was a 28.9. I'm not going to set anywhere near that. I believe I can set in the 1 minute 29s, I'll be happy. And just see where that gets us. Looking into the Grand Prix then, I'm very excited to get underway with it. Hopefully we can get some more points. Every league race so far, we have finished 4th across all the leagues that we're doing. I've also entered another league, so I will be in 4 leagues in total. Is that right? Yes. No, 3 leagues in total. I'm in SFR, Wwrl, and then I'm in Speed 12 Racing. Okay, Speed 12 Racing is the new one, so I will have 3 league races every week to possibly give you guys. So we're going to have more league racing content alongside the co-op season series with Josh and alongside the career series. So a nice spread of Formula 1 content coming your way. As you can see in the Alfa Romeo, the cars I like to drive are the Alfa and the Haas. If you can see already noticeably, I have changed my camera settings to what I normally race on. Reason being, I just up my field of view a little bit more just so I can, get a grips of where the tyres are in comparison to the apexes, and just felt like it's helped me gain a few tenths just to be able to really hit those apexes well. So looking forward to this race, as I've said. China's a track which, again, I'm in the top, roughly about a top 1,000 in time trial on PlayStation 4, which is good, and that's where I want to get every track to. If I can be that quick and I've got a good chance of getting some good points on the podium, possibly. I can't say I'm looking for a podium this race because, other drivers looked pretty quick this weekend. So whether we'll be able to get a podium, I'm not sure. We'll have to see, and we'll have to see what happens, and we'll have to find out how quick we are compared to everybody else. But also, one thing, guys, if you do want to see the helmet design change a little bit, then please do let me know. It is the same as my career season, which is gold and black. I do quite like the look of it, but if you want to see anything change, please do let me know down in the comment section below. And keep supporting the channel as per usual. The support recently has been great. We're on 1,300 subscribers, closing in on 1.4. So if we can get up to 1.4 in the next month, I will be very, very happy indeed. Putting out this league racing content is different for me. It's brand new to me. I'm brand new to league racing, so yeah, it's nice to see you guys also supporting it as well. So here we go then for the first flying lap. Not a bad exit out of the final corner. Could have been a bit better, but I was very cautious of track limits. We turn into turn 1. You want to stay nice and tight here on turn 1. I probably could have turned there a little bit more, to be fair, and I just lost a little bit of time there. Didn't quite get that apex right. Turn really hard in. Short shift up to gear 3. Stay nice and tight on the corner, but again, very cautious on the throttle. So not the best lap so far. Probably lost a couple of 10 seconds to 1. I hold it in gear 7. Now we're going to go down all the way to gear 1 here. Short shift up to 3. Get a good exit there, because going down to gear 1 really helps the car get turned in. So we can get a nice exit and really propel ourselves for this next fast section here. At the end of sector 1. And we can see if we can get some nice section through here. Actually, sorry, at the end of sector 1, in sector 2 now. Not a bad exit. Nice and clean. I do lose a bit of time through there. I just need to be a bit more aggressive. We're currently purple in sector 2, so everything's looking well so far. I don't think there are many cars out on track. Oh, a bit of a mistake. We've lost the rear end. That's the mistake around China. This corner is probably the hardest corner on the circuit. I looked at my tyres and I went, do I go for another lap? So I decided to go for another one, because I only actually put on 3 sets of soft tyres for qualifying, because I wanted a more balanced setup for the race in case there was safety cars and needed to go on the hard tyre a bit more and needed to go on the medium tyre a bit more. So I felt like I was quick, so I only needed 3 sets. So it meant I'm having to do 2 laps on this set of tyres, which means they're going to be 12% roughly worn after this lap. So I'm probably going to lose a good 2 or 3 tenths just on tyre wear, but we'll see what happens. As technically we get fastest lap of the race with the fast lap in quality of 35.2, which is obviously not my actual lap time. And there's YT0 pops a 1:30.1, which should be a very beatable time, hopefully. Again, just not very clean to this section. I'm already a 10th down on my first time. as Basabi posts a 1 minute 30.3. He is second currently in the driver's standings. So it's a good indicator to where everybody else is at, very deep into this corner. Tempo Tesla posts a 129.8, so a good lap from Tempo. I was fighting against him in the last race. I believe he actually won the last Grand Prix, and I was fighting with him at parts of it as well. So, again, another person we are. In regards to this league, I am sort of near the top part of it. Just because, you know, I've finished quite... I've done some good races so far, and I've finished near the podium, but I'm not quite on the podium yet. So, you know, whether we'll be able to squeeze out a podium result, hopefully we can soon. So let's just see what's going on. We're going to brake here down into the corner. Brake down, hopefully down to gear 1. Then we get a nice turn in. Very cautious on the exit again. It's not looking like a bad lap. The thing is, I don't think it's going to be in the 29s. Again, very cautious at the final turn. Do not want to get invalid lap time. What time are we going to set? We're going to set a 1 minute 30.2. So, yeah, not a great lap for me. Now, this is my last run. I did do a couple of more, but I got held up in traffic. And I felt like in this qualifying session, I did put it into the chat with everybody. I said that there was a lot of people not getting out of the way in qualifying here. I got held up on 2 of the runs. You'll see actually later on in this lap, I actually lose a lot of time due to just people going, you know, unfortunately, very slowly. Yeah, that first sector was much better. We're almost nearly 2 tenths up. A little bit of a slower exit, but we're much better. And we were 1.5 tenths up on our original time, which is very good. We're going to go again, go down to gear 1, get a nice turn, up to gear 3, short shift. Very good exit there. 2.5 tenths up already. We're going to be in the 1 minute 29s with ease so far. I believe the pole sitting time at the moment is at 1:29.5, so it's a very, very quick time. I don't think we're going to be able to beat that, but we're going to see what we can do through here. Rode that curve a little bit more than I would normally like to, but we're about 4 tenths up currently. There's a lot of traffic ahead of me. This is what I'm very concerned about. Hopefully these guys will get out of my way. Good exit through here on the power. Temps in front of us. He actually gets out of our way very nicely. We're 4 tenths up on our time. This could be a 29.8. We could possibly put us into the first or second row of the grid if we get a good time. I've got a Mercedes in front of me just weaving in the middle of the track. Get out of my way. Didn't even get out of my way. I'm going to say really tight. Has lost me time. And Tim, I don't know what's gone on. I've lost 2 tenths of a second because I had to brake early to avoid crashing into him. I wasn't very happy. And gets stuck behind an Alpha on the racing line as well. So a good exit out of the final corner. We only improved by 3 tenths. I wasn't very happy at all. You know, a 29.9 after losing 3 tenths of a second. That could have been a much, much better session from me. But in the end, unfortunately, it wasn't. It wasn't a better session. I did put a message in the chat afterwards saying, guys, come on. You know, they weren't on their flying laps. They were going on to their out laps. And, you know, I know not everyone's got a race engineer that can tell them there's someone coming behind them, but you don't stay that close and weave when there's a car coming through. So it's cost me, you know, if you look at the times here, I could have possibly set a 1:29.6, 1:29.7, so it would have put me on the 3rd row of the grid. You know, Tempo Tesla sets a 29.5. Yeah, that's the pace these guys are doing. I did do a 28.9 in time trial, but I was nowhere near that pace. Boris Huish is set at 29.4. He is currently the championship leader, so if he wins this race and he actually becomes the championship, or the champion of the Wwrl series, season 8, I believe this is. So I'm obviously not going to be challenging for that because it's coming too late to the season, but we'll see. We'll see where I can finish, considering I'm only going to be sitting 4 races in this league in total to the end. But coming towards the end of qualifying now. So just really got to focus on the race and getting a good start. I mean, if we look to the back of the grid, the pace in this... I do find sometimes the pace in this league is very spread out. You know, we have some people down there on a 1 minute 30.4, 1 minute 30.8. So there are quite a few slower people in this league. Which obviously isn't brilliant. But I get a P7 in quality. It's something I've said that I need to work on myself in general, is just my qualifying times. I am improving in time trial, but obviously that's not the same. So hopefully we can see some improvement soon. But yeah, not a bad qualifying session. It could and should have been a lot better than it was. But it happens. And we're now going to go into the race, hoping to get a good start here. One thing I've also been focusing on before this weekend was actually my starts, because recently my starts really haven't been that brilliant. I don't know what's been going on. My starts I've been getting I get a good initial launch, but I just get loads of wheel spin. And in the end I don't end up putting in a good time overall. So hopefully we're going to look for a better start. I had been practicing it quite a bit, so hopefully we can get a decent start in the end. As we are on the grid, and it's the strategy I'm going to be doing. I'm actually not going to be doing a 2-stop. I decided and opted for the 1-stop instead, going soft to hard as we go over to stint 3. And I need to remove one of these strategies. I'm trying to figure out how on earth I actually do it. And there we go. There it is. So we're going to go soft to hard. I believe, as I've said before, I normally always choose the 1-stop over the 2 because I feel like, especially in league racing, with a 2-stop, yes, you'll have more pace, but you also have to pass cars and gain 20 seconds on the 1-stop strategy. And I feel like I'm pretty good at looking after my tyres, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I skipped the formation lap, so you guys don't have to watch it, but we're here just reforming the start grid for the Chinese Grand Prix here for Wwrl. We have Marty FIFA in front of me, Stocko Saints behind. So all the guys I've been fighting with recently are all side by side with me. I'm starting in P7. I am on the, kind of the clean side of the grid, to be fair. As the racing line actually goes right through the middle, but we'll see what happens. I don't know why this league always goes south at the start, but we'll see what happens. Let's see if I can get a good start. 5 red lights, and away we go. Not a bad start. Straight up to gear 2, then up to gear 3. No wheel spin off the sides. I usually get a much better start than Marty FIFA on my right hand side. I'm going to have to maybe go around the outside of him. He's got someone down. I believe it's Stocko Saints in the Mercedes with a great start from him. We're going to try and hold it around the inside. Started P7. Stocko Saints trying to go round the outside of us. We don't let that happen. We are now up into P6. And what's gone on there? Eugene has just put Critical completely out the race. Whether that was on purpose or not, I'm not too sure. But that looked like a very dirty move on my behalf. Yeah, Critical was right alongside him. Just looked like Eugene just completely turned into him and put him out the race. I believe he should get a penalty for that at the end of the Grand Prix, but that was ridiculous. But, you know, we have to make the most of it. We are now up into P5 from that start. So we've gained 2 places off the start already. These guys, we're going to be fighting for the rest of the race. I don't know what strategy everybody else is doing. I did ask my teammate, Nutella Allen, who unfortunately did crash into me last race in this league, if you didn't see that. We're all fine. I checked with him what happened, and I think he missed his braking point. So, but he is going to be changing his strategy. He's actually going to go medium hard, because he actually qualified outside of the top 10. So he's going medium hard. I'm going soft hard. So, you know, if he can use that strategy wisely, and if there's safety cars pit at the right time, we could be on for a double points finish here for Alfa Romeo. Good exit out of the last corner. One thing I am very aware of after my first race in SFR around China is track limits. You know, last time in China I would have got a podium in my first ever league race if I did not get that penalty right at the end of the Grand Prix. I did get a 3-second time penalty in the last couple of laps, and it would have made me had a podium if I didn't have it. So it's something I really focused on this weekend. I practiced quite a lot in long runs, in practice sessions that we did as a league, in just not getting penalties. It's something I find in league racing is so important. It's all well and good pushing and being the fast guy out there, but if you've got 6 seconds worth of penalties, you've then got to pull out 6 seconds on the car behind, which is something I didn't want. One thing I do need to practice though is actually running with a lot more fuel. It's something I find very difficult actually. It's running with so much fuel in your car. You know, at this point I've got 30 laps worth of fuel in my car, whereas normally I'm practicing in time trial with, you know, 3 or 4 laps in the tank. It just makes the car a lot heavier, a lot harder to turn in because the car's so much heavier. And obviously the power delivery is not as good because the car's not got as much downforce. So we've got Stocko Saints behind us, about a second behind, and we got Eugene in front. We're going to skip to lap 4 now, where we're right behind Eugene. Oh, a little bit of a moment there, nice catch. As we have behind us Tim, so I don't know what happened to Stocko Saints. Stocko Saints is out the race. Virtual safety car, I don't know what has happened to Stocko Saints. Whether he's had an incident with somebody else or I don't know, but we're currently stuck in a virtual safety car. I don't think I've had many league races without a virtual safety car or a safety car. It seems to be an often occurrence, but I'm very cautious of the Delta. I do not want to get a time penalty, obviously. Anyway, we're going to skip to lap 6. I'm up into P3. I believe Eugene came into the pits on lap 5, so that's why I'm in P3, not P4, as we are also going to dive into the pits along with the 2 leaders, with Borush and Basselby. They are both the championship leaders. You know, Basselby's P2, Borush is in first place, is one of the Haas guys who's got a time penalty, so let's just see where it brings us out. As Borush is in the pits, it's going to hold him up a little bit. Doesn't like anybody else is following us in the pits. We're going to show on the hard tyres. I believe Borush has gone on the hards, and so has Basselby. So it looks like we're going all on the same strategy, hards to the end. 2.6 second stop for my crew, pretty good. As we're going to come out, we're going to come in front, just in front of Jesse Formula 1. I believe he started on the hard tyres. I think he got held up in some first lap nonsense. So we're only 2.5 seconds actually behind Eugene, which compared to where we were, I'm actually going to take. You know, it's just staying close to these guys and maybe seeing. I'm in provisional P4, so I've really got to see if I can hold this position and gain a few spaces towards the end of the race. So we're going to go on to lap 9 now. As in, what's happened here? Borush is going very slowly. Looks like it maybe had contact with one of the racing points. Borush is going very slowly. Maybe going to try and hang it around the outside. I'm going to keep him there for as long as I can. Me versus the championship leader. I don't know what happened to Borush. He's not going to come flying past me. I end up, yeah, it's coming out of overtake. There's no point in me waiting on him. I'm not in a race against Borush here. I thought about the lunge on the inside way too far back. It would have just cost me time in the end. And we get a good exit actually on Borush. But again, this is what happened in SFI. I went for the lunge on the outside here, got damaged, so I decided just to ease it off here. I'm not racing against Borush, so there's no point really in me risking throwing damage or anything. Virtual safety car, that actually couldn't come at a worse time. If that came a few seconds earlier, I could have gone on to another set of tyres or changed my strategy of some description, but another virtual. It's the second virtual in this Grand Prix already. Again, just being very cautious of my Delta. Do not want to get a time penalty at all. Something, as I said at the start, is something I'm being very cautious about, is getting time penalties. I do not want them over my head at all. You know, I'm not making another stop, so it will just be added to the end of my race. So it's just make sure I'm in time with the Delta, and just making sure I don't make any mistakes. I think Borush is actually quite slow on his Delta, because I'm catching him quite a lot here. We can maybe make use of that if we can get a good launch after the safety car restart, or the virtual safety car restart. Maybe against time. I don't know whether Borush has got any damage or not. I don't know why he went slow, whether he just made a mistake. Virtual safety car ending, so I'm just going to go for it now. I'm 1.2 seconds up on the Delta. We go. Could have probably gone for a bit earlier actually on Borush. But again, I didn't want to risk the penalty. I'd rather stay behind him. Knew I'm going to get DRS here. Little short shift up to gear 3, trying to get a good bit of traction here. Borush in front. What's going on in front? There's a Ferrari and a race, and an AlphaTauri come back on the Tempo Tesla, who I was fighting with the last race. I'm right behind him now. Am I going to go for the move? I'm right behind him. I've got the overspeed. I'm going to dive it down the inside. We're going to put on an overtake. So many cars here. It was Basselby. I believe he was fighting with a lockup from Basselby down the inside. We tried to avoid Borush and try not to get any damage again. I decided to back away from this battle. It wasn't something I wanted to get involved in. I will pick up the places eventually. I just didn't feel like giving myself damage. You know, there's so many laps left in this Grand Prix. I'm going for it from Tempo. He blocked me on the inside. Fair play. It's a legal move that he did. Let's see if we can hang him around the inside. We can't quite do it. I believe that's one of the Mercedes of Lightning who's made a mistake. We're now up into P10. I believe I'm still in P4 provisioning. There's a lot of cars in front of us. Started on the mediums. They haven't actually made their pit stop yet. And we're right behind Tempo. We've got to see if we can maybe see if there's a mistake from them. Good exit from me there. And getting a little bit of time on Tempo. Only 3/10s down on him now. Let's see if we can make any use of this. As we're now going to skip to lap 13. 2 laps later. Let's see what happens. Tempo in front. We've got Basselby in front. And we're going to go for the lunge on the inside. Go for the lunge down on Basselby. Do I make it stick? I'm still in. I've still got overtake on. I didn't turn overtake off. Let's be very cautious on the exit there. Basselby, I'm going to try and go around the outside of him. He squeezes me. Absolutely puts the squeeze on, which is fair enough. I would do the same, to be fair. Right behind him. I was very cautious. Did not want to get brake checked. and damage my wing and put me out of the race. I knew I was going to get DRS on him, so it would be a possible chance on the back straight. So again, just being very cautious here. You know, I feel like this is what... One thing I'm quite good at is just being cautious and avoiding any forms of damage and penalties that I can personally avoid. Can't avoid everything. You know, something stupid will happen at some point in some of these races, but as we now go for the move on Basabe, he blocks the inside. I'm pretty much out of ERS. He's blocking me on the inside. He's squeezing me so much here. I believe that's a little bit unfair. As I lock up, I get a bit of oversteer. I do actually slam into his side a little bit. I did think that was a little bit unfair on my behalf, but we get past and I do get a warning for it. But it was a clean move. I did get a bit of oversteer, but it didn't affect him, didn't give him any damage, so we overtake him. We now go on to lap 17, and we're trying to get past Eugene here in the racing point. Can we go down the inside of him and put me up into P3? As Eugene maybe tries to get back, but I do have the inside line for this next corner, so I do put into overtake, and we got the move done. So there we go, up into P3 for the first time in Wwrl. We're in a podium position, but Eugene's again coming back at us. As we do hold him off, we skip to that 21. I have the McLaren of Torn behind us. He's very quick. He's got fresh softs on, or fresh hards on, sorry. And I believe he's got quite a lot of ERS. We try and guard him down the inside here. Try and push him out as much as possible. He gets the cut back. And we get a bit of oversteer, so we let him go. It's quite clear to see that he's much faster than us, so I let him go. You know, I'd rather let him go and get a P4 than damage my wing and get a much worse finish in the end. We skip to lap 24 now. As what's happening in front of us is Tempo Tesla's got a 3-second time penalty. That changes everything. That absolutely changed the complexion of the race. So he's got a 3-second time penalty. All I have to do now is stay within 3 seconds of Tempo Tesla and I will be on the podium. So at this point now, I'm just thinking, as long as I stay within DRS range of these two in front, then I will be on the podium. Nothing really can go wrong here, apart from it has with a safety car. This has changed the complexion of the race again. Only 3 laps remaining, so one thing the game has plunged in, you cannot finish under safety cars. We will have 2 laps of driving at the end, so there'll only be 1 lap of safety car. As we get now on lap 26 for the safety car restart, behind Tempo, all I've got to do is stay 3 seconds behind. Let's hopefully not get brake checked. And Tempo gets brake tested, and oh, there we go! I just got no front wing left and a 5-second time penalty. What has gone on here? Tempo Test has gone into the pits. I believe he's just going to retire out of the race. I don't blame him. I'm technically in P3, but I've got a 5-second time penalty. This is not good at all. Everything that it could have gone wrong has just gone wrong. I mean, yes, I probably could have avoided that with some better reactions, but I'll be honest, guys, I was not expecting that at all. I was not expecting to get brake checked. I wasn't very happy. I did actually report this to the stewards to maybe get my 5-second time penalty reversed because, you know, I did nothing wrong. I just got brake checked and got given a penalty. But the problem is, although I have a penalty, I'm losing positions because I've got so much damage on my front wing. I've still got a lap and a half to go. With half a front wing, I've got no downforce. These guys behind me are so much. He's going around the outside of me here. He's gone around the outside of me in through this section, which is something unheard of. I'm so slow. Everything that could have gone wrong has just absolutely gone wrong for us here this weekend in China. I've got Basabe trying to go around me outside. Just everything's just... Oh, I can't tell you guys. If I had a live commentary, I think this video would definitely be reported for YouTube guidelines because let's just say I was not very happy with that at all. Yeah, it's 2 races in a row at China where I've been brake checked, lost my front wing as Basabe goes down the inside. I can't defend. I've got 2 people overtaking me in one corner. I'm now down to P7. I've got another driver behind me, only 2 tenths behind. We're going to get overtaken again. We're now down to P8. Well, P8, and he's just trying to drive into me. Vero just not giving any what's-its at all and just drives into us. Vero goes past. We're now down to P8 from P3. A provisional P3. And I feel like I can actually get past those, at least Tempo. because it was safety car and we were all joined together. Just nothing I've done wrong. We got Marty FIFA trying to make a move as well. Eugene puts in the fastest lap of the race. I believe he came in after safety car because I think he had damage, but I just can't believe my luck. It's just gone, everything that could have gone wrong has just gone wrong. Yeah, I couldn't have asked for a more unfortunate circumstance here. I don't know what happened, to be fair. There's nothing I could have done, but again, yes, my reactions could have been better, but I wasn't expecting to be brake tested. Yeah, right at the end here when, you know, towards the end of the race, just that McLaren in front just, I think the issue was Boris, the leader, went so slowly. You know, yes, he's technically in charge of the safety car restart, but he was just going so slow. Marty FIFA behind him. I don't think he's got any ERS left. He might even just be able to manage to stay in front of Marty FIFA. He tries going down our inside. I get a good drive off the corner. I wasn't going to let him past. But we're going to come across the line. Boris is the championship winner in general because he won the race. But we're going to come across the line and we're going to come P8 in the end. P8 from P3. I mean, with on lap 26, I could not have predicted that. My teammate DNF'd. Everything that could have gone wrong just absolutely went wrong at the end. Yeah, I got a 5-second time penalty for no reason. I got front wing damage from being brake tested behind the safety car. It's something I said to everybody at the end of this race. I said, guys, this is ridiculous. This shouldn't be happening. Behind the safety car, people's races should not be getting spoiled because, you know, we're going so slow behind the safety car. It just should not be a thing, but it is what it is. It happened. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you did enjoy, smash the thumbs up button and like the video. Any comments, put them in the description or put them in the comment section. And until next time, bye for now, and I'll see you soon.